Do you think aliens only exist in space? Think again. Because the real aliens live right beneath our oceans. In today's video, we are going to meet an animal whose punch is faster than a speeding bullet, and a creature that can become completely invisible underwater. We are not just exploring 10 or 20, but a full 100 of the most bizarre crustaceans that have baffled scientists. Some of these are beautiful, some are terrifying, and some look like they walked straight out of a horror movie. But the creature at number 1 will absolutely blow your mind. So hold your breath, hit that subscribe button right now to join the adventure, and let's begin this journey into the deep secrets of the ocean. 1. Mantis shrimp, peacock. Its punch is so fast that it accelerates quicker than a .22 caliber bullet. The strike is so rapid that it creates a bubble of heat, briefly boiling the water around it to the temperature of the sun's surface. Humans have 3 color receptors in their eyes, but this creature has 16, allowing them to see colors we can't even imagine. Aquariums often refuse to keep them because they are strong enough to shatter the glass tank with a single hit. They have been evolving and perfecting their killing technique for over 400 million years. 2. Japanese spider crab. It has the largest leg span of any arthropod, up to 12 feet, 7 meters, which is enough to straddle a car. These crabs can live for a very long time, with some estimated to be over 100 years old. If they lose one of their massive legs to a predator, they can actually grow a new one back over time. Despite their scary size, their actual body is relatively small. Most of their size is just their long, fragile legs. When they are young and small, they decorate their shells with sponges and kelp to hide from predators. 3. Yeti crab, Kiwa hirsuta. It looks like the abominable snowman of the sea because its arms are covered in thick, blonde, fur-like bristles. It doesn't just hunt, it grows its own food by using that fur on its arms to harvest bacteria, which it then eats. It lives near deep-sea hydrothermal vents where the water is toxic and boiling hot, yet it survives perfectly. Living in the pitch-black deep sea, this crab has no eyes and is completely blind. This creature is so alien that humans didn't even know it existed until it was discovered recently in 2005. 4. Giant isopod. It is basically a giant, underwater version of the common garden pill bug, roly-poly, but the size of a football. These creatures can survive for over 5 years without eating a single meal in captivity. They have huge, reflective compound eyes that look like sunglasses, helping them see in the dim deep-sea light. They are the vacuum cleaners of the ocean floor, eating dead whales, fish, and squid that sink from above. Just like a small pill bug, when threatened, it curls into a tight, armored ball that predators cannot bite through. 5. Tongue-eating louse. This is the only known parasite in the world that functionally replaces a host's organ. It enters through the fish's gills, eats the fish's tongue, and then attaches itself to the stub to become the new tongue. Surprisingly, the fish doesn't die. It continues to live and uses the parasite just like a real tongue to eat food. They are all born male, but the first one to enter a fish turns into a female to start the colony. While terrifying, they are quite common and can be found inside the mouths of snapper fish in America. 6. Skeleton shrimp. They look exactly like seaweed or skeletons, making them almost invisible to predators. Unlike regular shrimp that swim, these creatures crawl along corals exactly like an inchworm on land. In some species, the female kills the male with a venomous claw immediately after mating. Their back legs act like hooks, allowing them to anchor themselves firmly to plants in strong currents. They stand perfectly still for hours, waiting for tiny prey to drift by before snatching it instantly. 7. Kiwa tyler, wharf crab. It is nicknamed the wharf crab after actor David Hasselhoff because of its hairy chest. They live in incredibly tight clusters, with up to 700 crabs packed into 1 square meter. They constantly wave their hairy arms through the sulfurous water to help their bacteria farm grow. They live so close to hydrothermal vents that if they move just a few inches too close, they could be boiled alive. They are found over 2,000 meters deep in the freezing waters of the Antarctic Ocean. 8. Cystosoma. This creature is almost 100% transparent. You can read a book through its body. Its internal organs are arranged in a thin line so that it casts almost no shadow, making it invisible to predators below. Its entire head is essentially one massive eye designed to capture the tiniest bit of light in the deep ocean. Unlike most tiny plankton, this transparent bug is huge. It can grow as big as a human hand. The only part of it that isn't invisible is its eggs, which are bright orange, leading scientists to wonder how they hide them. 9. Phronema. This creature was the real-life inspiration for the xenomorph queen in the famous movie Alien. It attacks a salp, a jelly-like creature, eats the insides, and then hollows out the body to use as a house. The female pushes this hollowed-out corpse around the ocean like a baby stroller with her eggs inside. Despite being small, it has massive front claws relative to its size that rip prey apart. Like the cystosoma, it is nearly transparent, making it a silent, unseen killer in the open ocean. 10. Remipedia. It is the only crustacean species known to use venom to liquefy its prey before eating it, just like a spider. This species has remained almost unchanged for over 300 million years. It existed before the dinosaurs. They live exclusively in deep, pitch-black underwater caves and sinkholes known as blue holes. Because they live in total darkness, they have no eyes and rely entirely on sensing vibrations. They have a unique way of swimming upside down on their backs using their many paddle-like legs. 11. Coconut crab. This is the largest land-living arthropod in the world, growing up to 1 meter wide. It is so strong that it can climb tall palm trees and crack open hard coconuts with its bare claws. Their pinch is incredibly painful and is estimated to be 10 times stronger than a human handshake. Rumors suggest they might have eaten the remains of the famous lost pilot Amelia Earhart, as they are scavengers. Unlike other crabs, they will drown if they stay underwater for too long because they have adapted to breathe air. Pom-pom crab. This crab holds 2 venomous sea anemones in its claws, looking exactly like a cheerleader holding pom-poms. It doesn't use its claws to pinch, instead, it punches predators with the anemones to sting them. If it loses one anemone, it will tear the remaining one in half, and both parts will grow back into full size. They are very small, usually only about 1 inch wide, so they rely entirely on their toxic gloves for protection. It shares its food with the anemones, creating a perfect partnership where both creatures survive together. Decorator crab. This crab is the master of camouflage. It deliberately sticks seaweed, sponges, and rocks onto its shell to hide. Its shell is covered in tiny biological hooks, acting like Velcro to keep the decorations in place. If you move this crab to a new environment, like a red coral reef, it will strip off its old green disguise and put on red items to match. They recycle their costumes. When they outgrow their shell and mold, they take the decorations off the old shell and put them on the new one. This disguise is so effective that predators often swim right past them, thinking they are just a pile of rocks. 14. Teddy bear crab. Its entire body and legs are covered in thick, silky fur that makes it look like a plush toy. The fur isn't just for looks, it traps dirt and mud, making the crab look like a dirty rock to hide from predators. Despite its cute name, it has scary, bright red eyes that stand out against its furry body. When threatened, it freezes completely and plays dead, hoping the predator will lose interest. They move very stiffly and slowly, relying on their dirty rock disguise rather than speed to survive. 15. Arrow crab. It has a triangular body and an incredibly long, pointed nose that looks just like an arrowhead. Its legs are extremely long and thin, making it look more like a daddy-long-legged spider than a crab. They are aggressive territory defenders and will try to stab other crabs with their pointed snout. In aquariums, they are helpful workers because they eat a specific type of worm that can damage coral reefs. They are surprisingly agile and can climb vertical rock walls quickly to escape danger. 16. Shame-faced crab. It gets its name because its massive claws are shaped to fit perfectly against its face, as if it is hiding in shame. This pose is actually a defensive shield. The claws act like a heavy armored door protecting its eyes and mouth. These claws are not just shields, they are designed like can openers to crack open hard snail shells. They spend most of their day buried in the sand with only their eyes poking out, waiting for nightfall. They have special channels in their claws that allow water to flow to their gills even when they are tightly curled up. Boxer crab. While similar to the pom-pom crab, this species is known specifically for its aggressive boxing motion. When threatened, it raises its claws and jabs at the enemy, using the stinging anemones like boxing gloves. Without its anemones, this crab feels defenseless and will run around frantically to find new ones. They are incredibly tiny but will stand their ground against fish much larger than themselves. The anemones they carry are not born on the crab has to go out and kidnap them from the reef. Sponge crab. This crab has two rear legs that are modified to point upward, specifically to hold a sponge on its back. It cuts a piece of sea sponge to fit its body perfectly, wearing it like a custom-made hat. Because sponges taste bad and are often toxic, predators avoid eating the crab to avoid the sponge. If the sponge grows too big, the crab will trim it down to keep its hat the perfect size. If it loses its sponge, it will grab anything else nearby, even a flip-flop or a piece of plastic, to cover its back. 19. Carrier crab. Instead of a sponge, this crab prefers to carry a live, venomous sea urchin on its back. It uses the urchin as a weapon, pointing the sharp spines toward any predator that comes too close. It often carries the urchin upside down, using its back legs to grip the urchin without hurting itself. They are typically found in deeper waters where there is less cover, so they bring their own mobile fortress. If the crab grows too big for the urchin, it will gently drop it and go hunting for a larger one to carry. 20. Porcelain crab. These crabs are named porcelain because they are extremely fragile and break easily like fine china. If a predator grabs a leg, the crab instantly detaches it, autotomy, to escape, and the leg keeps twitching to distract the enemy. They are not true crabs but are actually more closely related to squat lobsters. Instead of hunting, they have large fans near their mouths that they wave in the water to catch plankton. Their bodies are very flat and slippery, allowing them to slide under rocks where other animals can't reach. Halloween hermit crab. It is famous for its bright orange legs with black bands, matching the colors of Halloween perfectly. Unlike other hermit crabs, it has a very flat body, allowing it to live inside narrow-coned snail shells. They are excellent cleaners and spend their entire day eating algae and leftover food from the ocean floor. As they grow, they must constantly find larger shells, often fighting other crabs to steal their houses. Their eyes are held on long stalks, allowing them to peek out of their shell while keeping their body safe inside. 22. Vampire crab. These crabs have deep purple bodies and glowing yellow eyes, giving them a spooky, vampire-like appearance. Despite the scary name, they are small, harmless freshwater crabs that are popular pets. They are semi-terrestrial, meaning they spend about half their time on land and half in the water. Unlike most crabs that release larvae into the ocean, vampire crabs hatch as fully formed tiny crabs. They are nocturnal hunters, coming out only in the dark to feed on insects and plants. 23. Fiddler crab. The male has one gigantic claw that can be half the weight of its entire body, while the other claw is tiny. He waves this giant claw in the air like he is playing a fiddle, violin, to attract female crabs. If he loses his big claw in a fight, the small claw grows into a big one, and a new small one grows on the other side. They dig burrows in the mud and plug the entrance when the tide comes in to trap an air bubble inside. They are essential for the environment because their digging helps aerate the soil in mangrove forests. 24. Ghost crab. They are named ghost because they are pale, blend into the sand, and disappear into burrows instantly. They are incredibly fast runners, reaching speeds of up to 10 miles per hour on soft sand. Their eyes are on stalks that can turn 360 degrees, allowing them to see predators coming from any direction. They communicate with each other by drumming their claws on the ground to create vibrations. They are mostly active at night, scurrying across the beach to hunt for clams and smaller crabs. 25. Sally Lightfoot Crab. These crabs are famous for their ability to walk on water by skipping across the surface to escape predators. They are brightly colored, red, blue, and yellow, but only as adults. Babies are dark to hide on volcanic rocks. They live in the Galapagos Islands and have a special relationship with marine iguanas. The crabs climb onto the lizards to eat ticks and dead skin, giving the iguanas a free spa treatment. If startled, they can spray a stream of water to confuse their attacker before jumping away. 26. Tasmanian Giant Crab. This is one of the heaviest crabs in the world, weighing up to 17 kilograms, almost 40 pounds. They have a classic white shell with giant red claws, looking like a cartoon version of a crab. They live on the rocky bottom of the deep ocean and move very slowly compared to other species. They grow extremely slowly and can live for several decades in the deep, cold water. Because they are so heavy and slow, they don't hunt much but prefer to scavenge dead food that falls to the sea floor. 27. Chinese Mitten Crab. Their claws are covered in dense, dark fur that looks exactly like they are wearing winter mittens. They are considered a major invasive species because they travel thousands of miles and destroy local river banks. Remarkably, they can walk on dry land to go around dams and barriers to reach their breeding grounds. In China, they are considered a luxury delicacy and are sold in vending machines during peak season. Their burrowing habit is so destructive that it can actually cause levees and river banks to collapse. 28. Sand Bubbler Crab. These tiny crabs are famous artists. They create intricate, galaxy-like patterns of sand balls on the beach. They scoop up sand, clean off the edible nutrients, and roll the waste sand into perfect little pellets. They work incredibly fast, covering the entire beach in patterns during low tide, only to have the ocean wash it away. They have a gas window on their legs that allows them to breathe air while buried in the wet sand during high tide. You can only see their artwork at low tide. Once the water returns, they hide underground. 29. Soldier Crab. Unlike most crabs that walk sideways, soldier crabs can walk straight forward just like humans. They get their name because they march in massive armies of thousands across the sand flats. If they feel threatened, they can corkscrew themselves into the wet sand and disappear in seconds. They have bright blue bodies, making the beach look like it is moving when the whole army marches. They do not have permanent burrows. Instead, they dig a new temporary home every single time the tide comes in. 30. Mole Crab, Sand Flea. These don't look like crabs at all. They are egg-shaped and have no large claws. They are the champions of digging. They can bury themselves backward into the sand in the blink of an eye. They stick their feathery antennae out of the sand to catch plankton from the crashing waves. They are always found in the swash zone where the waves hit the beach, constantly moving with the tide. Fishermen love them because they are excellent bait, and their presence usually means the beach ecosystem is healthy. 31. Orangutan Crab. It gets its name because it is covered in thick, reddish-brown fur, making it look exactly like a tiny orangutan ape. This crab is rarely seen alone. It spends its life living on bubble coral, holding onto the bubbles with its furry legs. 32. Xanthid Crab. These are among the most poisonous crabs in the ocean. Eating one can be fatal to humans. They often have incredibly bright colors or polka dots, which serves as a warning sign to predators, "Do not eat me." 33. Rubber Band Crab, Banded Clinging Crab. This crab has distinct bands of color around its legs that look exactly like it is wearing tiny rubber bands. When they feel threatened, they press their body flat against the rock, making themselves look like a 2D sticker. 34. Moon Crab, Amatuta. It is famous for its ability to bury itself backwards into the sand in a fraction of a second to disappear. The pattern on its shell often looks like a smiling or angry face, which helps scare away potential predators. 35. Calico crab, leopard crab. This crab is famous for the beautiful leopard-like spots covering its entire shell, which helps it blend into sandy ocean floors. Despite being pretty, they are known to be very aggressive and will pinch quickly if handled. 36. Florida stone crab. The crab can regenerate, grow back, its massive crushing claw, although it takes about a year to reach a usable size again. Its right claw is usually the crusher and is strong enough to crack open oyster shells and pressure equal to 19,000 pounds per square inch. 37. Dungeness crab. This is one of the most popular crabs for food in North America, named after a small town in Washington state. They are incredibly fast diggers and can bury themselves completely in the sand in under 3 seconds. 38. Blue crab. Its scientific name Calanectes sapidus translates to beautiful swimmer, referring to its bright blue legs. They are the most important commercial crab in the Chesapeake Bay and are vital for the local economy. 39. Red king crab. They can grow to a massive size, with a leg span of up to 6 feet, 8 meters, wide. They migrate hundreds of miles every year, marching across the ocean floor like an underwater army. 40. Snow crab. They have very long, spider-like legs and a relatively small body compared to the king crab. Recently, billions of snow crabs mysteriously disappeared from the ocean, likely due to rising water temperatures. 41. Slipper lobster. Their antennae have evolved into flat, shovel-like plates that they use to dig into the mud for food. They are experts at camouflage and look exactly like a part of the reef until they move. 42. Squat lobster. They have incredibly long arms, claws, that can be several times the length of their body. Many species live deep in the ocean on hydrothermal vents, feeding on the bacteria that grow there. 43. Hairy squat lobster. This tiny creature looks like a fairy. It has a bright pink or purple body covered in long white flowing hair. It lives exclusively on giant barrel sponges, using its hair to blend in with the sponge texture. 44. Elegant squat lobster. It almost always lives near crinoids, feather stars, matching its colors to the host to stay hidden. It is rarely seen alone and usually lives in pairs, male and female, hiding in the arms of the feather star. 45. Blue lobster. Their shell produces too much of a certain protein, turning them a brilliant neon blue. Because they are so bright, they cannot hide from predators, so very few survive to adulthood in the wild. 46. Reef lobster. They are strictly nocturnal, meaning they hide in dark caves all day and only come out at night to hunt. They have beautiful patterns of purple, orange, and pink spots, making them look like painted art. 47. Debelius reef lobster. This is one of the most beautiful lobsters, featuring a brilliant purple body with bright orange spots. Their antennae are white and very long, acting like canes to feel their way around in the dark. 48. Spiny lobster. They defend themselves by whipping their sharp antennae at predators like swords. They are famous for the conga line air migration, where up to 50 lobsters march in a single file line across the ocean floor. 49. Painted spiny lobster. This is the most colorful of all spiny lobsters, with a shell that looks like it was painted with green, blue, and pink patterns. It can grow huge, reaching lengths of up to 40 to 50 centimeters, making it a giant on the coral reef. 50. Regal slipper lobster. It gets the name regal because its red borders and white body look like a royal robe. It is extremely flat and wide, looking more like a decorated plate than a lobster. 51. Blind lobster, Acanthocaris. Because it is pitch black, they have lost their eyesight completely and are totally blind. They look terrifying, with pale pink bodies that make them resemble raw meat swimming in the dark. 52. American lobster. This is the heavyweight champion of the crustacean world. The heaviest one ever caught weighed 44 pounds. They have two different claws, a sharp cutter claw for slicing meat and a heavy crusher claw for breaking bones, shells. 53. European lobster. They are extremely territorial and will fight viciously with other lobsters to defend their burrow. They have been around for millions of years and have barely changed in appearance since the time of dinosaurs. 54. Murray crayfish. This is the second largest freshwater crayfish in the world, found only in Australia's Murray River. They look like tanks, covered in large white spikes on their claws and body for protection. 55. Electric blue crayfish. This is a stunning freshwater crayfish that is naturally a brilliant, neon blue color. They are famous escape artists. If you leave the tank lid open, they will climb out and walk around your house. 56. Zebra crayfish. This crayfish is named for the stunning orange and black stripes on its tail that look just like a tiger or zebra. When they molt, shed their skin, they become very soft and hide for days until their new shell hardens. 57. Chirax destructor, yabby. It is a survival expert. During droughts, it burrows deep into the mud and sleeps for years until the rain returns. They can grow massive claws that are strong enough to break a human finger if they pinch hard enough. 58. Maror crayfish. This is one of the largest freshwater crayfish in the world, capable of growing over 15 inches long. While usually brown or black, a rare genetic mutation makes some of them a brilliant, electric blue color. 59. Red swamp crayfish. They are incredibly invasive and can walk several miles over dry land to find new ponds to live in. A female can carry hundreds of eggs attached to her tail, which look like a cluster of tiny berries. 60. Signal crayfish. It gets the name signal from a bright white or turquoise patch on its claw that looks like a flag or signal light. They are very aggressive and will fight off fish much larger than themselves to defend their hiding spot. 61. Pistol shrimp. The snap creates a bubble that collapses instantly, generating heat as hot as the surface of the sun, 4,000 degrees Celsius. They are blind, so they often share a burrow with a goby fish. The fish acts as a watchdog, and the shrimp acts as a bulldozer. 62. Harlequin shrimp. These are the most beautiful killers in the ocean, with white bodies covered in blue or pink polka dots. They eat only starfish, often flipping over stars much larger than themselves to attack the soft underside. 63. Unlike most shrimp that crawl on the ground, this species likes to hover in the water column like a helicopter, using its long nose for balance. They have a transparent body that allows you to see what they have eaten, but their bright red nose always makes them easy to spot. 64. Emperor shrimp. This shrimp is the ultimate hitchhiker. It lives its entire life riding on the back of a sea cucumber or nudibranch, sea slug. Their color matches their host perfectly, orange shrimp on orange slugs, to stay hidden from predators. 65. Bumblebee shrimp. As the name suggests, this tiny shrimp has black and yellow stripes, looking exactly like an underwater bee. They are specialized hunters that feed on the tiny tube feet of sea urchins and starfish. 66. Coleman shrimp. This shrimp lives exclusively on the venomous fire urchin, clearing a patch of spines to create a safe home. It has a zebra-like pattern of vertical stripes that mimics the spines of the urchin to blend in. 67. Pedersen cleaner shrimp. This shrimp is almost completely invisible. Its body is transparent like glass, with purple spots. Fish will line up and open their mouths, allowing this shrimp to climb inside and pick food from their teeth. 68. Skunk cleaner shrimp. It is named for the bright white stripe running down its red back, looking just like a skunk. It is brave enough to climb into the gills and mouths of huge predators like grouper and eels without fear. 69. Fire shrimp, blood red. It has a stunning, deep blood-red body with contrasting bright white antennae and socks. Their bright red color actually makes them invisible in deep water because red light doesn't penetrate that deep. 70. Camel shrimp. It gets its name from the distinct hump on its back that looks like a camel's hump. It has huge, reflective eyes that glow in the dark when a flashlight hits them. 71. Peppermint shrimp. These shrimp have transparent bodies with red stripes, looking exactly like a candy cane or peppermint candy. Sometimes they perform a shimmy dance to communicate with other shrimp in the group. 72. Tiger prawn. They get their name from the distinctive tiger-like stripes on their shell, which can be black or brown. They are known to be cannibalistic. If a pond is too crowded, the big prawns will simply eat the smaller ones. 73. Ghost shrimp. Their bodies are completely clear, allowing you to see their internal organs, including their beating heart and digesting food. They are scavengers that spend their entire day shifting through sand to find tiny bits of leftover food. 74. Banded coral shrimp. They have large claws, chelae, that they use for defense, and if they lose a claw, they can regenerate it next time they molt. They hang upside down in caves and wave their antennae to attract fish for cleaning. 75. Wire coral shrimp. Its body is often transparent or colored exactly like the coral polyp to become invisible. Because the wire coral is thin, the shrimp has a curved back to hug the stem tightly during strong currents. 76. Sarin shrimp, monkey shrimp. At night, it turns a bright red color with beautiful spotted patterns to blend in with the dark reef. It has tufts of hair on its back and legs, which is why it is nicknamed the monkey shrimp. 77. Marble shrimp, Sarin marmoratus. Similar to the monkey shrimp, this species has a chaotic, marbled pattern of brown, green, and white. The males have much longer front arms than the females, which they use to fight for territory. 78. A mono shrimp. They are transparent with a line of reddish-brown dots running down their side. They are greedy thieves and will swim away holding a giant piece of fish food in their tiny legs. 79. Cherry shrimp. They are graded by color intensity. Painted fire red is the highest grade with solid red legs and body. They molt frequently, leaving behind a clear, ghost-like shell that looks exactly like a dead shrimp. 80. Blue velvet shrimp. They look like wandering sapphires against green plants and dark soil in an aquarium. They are very peaceful and will often sit on top of snail shells to catch a free ride around the tank. 81. Gooseneck barnacle. They look terrifyingly like dragon claws or alien fingers growing out of rocks. Fishermen risk their lives to harvest them because they only grow on dangerous rocks with crashing waves. 82. Giant acorn barnacle. Unlike the gooseneck, it has no stem. It looks like a mini volcano made of rock stuck to the surface. It feeds by sticking its feathery legs, cirri, out of the volcano to catch plankton from the water. 83. Antarctic krill. They are the main fuel of the ocean. Massive animals like blue whales survive almost entirely by eating them. They swarm in such huge numbers that these swarms can actually be seen from space as pink stains in the ocean. 84. Triops, tadpole shrimp. They are living fossils that have existed since the Triassic period. They saw the dinosaurs come and go. They have 3 eyes, hence the name triops, with the third eye used specifically to detect light changes. 85. Fairy shrimp. They are beautiful, delicate creatures that swim upside down on their backs their entire lives. Swimming legs also act as gills. They breathe through their feet while they paddle. 86. Brine shrimp, sea monkeys. These are the famous sea monkeys sold in comic books, which come to life when you add water powder. NASA flew their eggs into space to see if they could survive cosmic radiation, and they did. 87. Seed shrimp, astrocards. Some species produce a bright blue bioluminescent light, creating sea sparkles in the ocean at night. During World War II, Japanese sailors used dried seed shrimp as emergency lights because they glow when wet. 88. Water flea, Daphnia. Their body is transparent, so scientists use them to study the effects of drugs and caffeine on heart rate in real time. If they sense a predator nearby, they can grow helmets and spikes on their head to make themselves harder to eat. 89. Copepods. They are the fastest jumpers in the animal kingdom relative to their size, accelerating faster than a fighter jet. Some parasitic copepods grow huge and attach themselves to the eyes of sharks, blinding them. 90. Amphipods, scuds. They look like tiny shrimp that have been squashed sideways and curled into a C shape. Some giant species live in the deepest part of the ocean, Mariana Trench, and can grow as big as a shoe. 91. Deep-sea red crab. These crabs live incredibly deep in the ocean, often found at depths of up to 2,000 meters. They have bright red shells even though they live in total darkness where color doesn't matter. 92. Golden king crab. This is the cousin of the red king crab but has a beautiful golden orange shell. They live in extremely rough terrain with steep underwater cliffs, making them very hard for fishermen to catch. 93. Blue king crab. Their shell is a stunning bluish-brown color when alive, but like all crabs, it turns red when cooked. They live in even colder water than red king crabs, often near floating ice packs. 94. Christmas Island red crab. Once a year, over 50 million of them march from the forest to the ocean to lay their eggs, turning the roads red. The government actually closes roads and builds special crab bridges so cars don't run over them. 95. Land hermit crab. They are social creatures and sleep in piles together, often the one with the best shell sleeps at the top. They love to climb and can be found high up in trees looking for fruit and insects. 96. Strawberry hermit crab. It is named for its bright red body covered in white dots, making it look exactly like a strawberry. They are nocturnal scavengers that will eat anything from fallen fruit to dead fish on the beach. 97. Green crab. They are incredibly aggressive and can open shellfish faster and better than any native crab species. They act like ecosystem engineers by digging up eelgrass beds, destroying the homes of baby fish. 98. Mud crab. Their claws are so strong they can crush through the glass of an aquarium or crack a human finger bone. They are cannibals. Farmers have to tie their claws immediately after catching them or they will kill each other. 99. Horseshoe crab. Their blue blood is used in medicine to test vaccines, including COVID-19 vaccines, for bacterial contamination. They are true survivors that have outlived the dinosaurs and survived 5 mass extinctions. 100. Spiny king crab. This crab looks like a medieval weapon. Its entire body is covered in long, sharp spikes. It tastes with its feet and claws, constantly tapping the ground to find food. Phew, what a journey! We just explored 100 of the most incredible and alien-like creatures living in our oceans. From the bone-crushing power of the mantis shrimp to the ghostly invisibility of the cystosoma, nature truly is full of surprises. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 100 creatures did you find the most fascinating or the most terrifying? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep-sea adventure, please smash that like button and make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our next exploration. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.